Hi everybody, this is Jeremiah Kato, your fellow student. My topic today is really very simple and educative, something that we all need in the world today. Why deforestation must stop. Deforestation is the cutting down of trees without replacing them. What is deforestation, and is stopping it really possible? Is it possible? Yes, today I want to persuade you that deforestation can stop, and it's very possible we can stop it. Forest and nature are center stage at Kubo 2026. Of recently, there was a summit in Copenhagen. They were talking about climate changes. On the second day of the Glasgow summit, world leaders they were announcing a commitment to stopping deforestation. As the second largest source of greenhouse gases after energy, the land sector accounts for 25% of global emissions, with deforestation and forest degradation contributing half of this. But why do forests matter? Why do forests matter a lot when it comes to when we talk of deforestation? The role of forests in combating climate change risks being overlooked by so many governments in the world. That's why a group of scientists saying that stopping deforestation is very urgent, that we need to stop deforestation as to stop further risks of losing the world to global warming. Raising the world's forest would release more than 3 trillion tons of carbon dioxide, more than the amount locked in the identified global reserves of oil, coal, and gas. By protecting and restoring forests, the world would achieve 18% of the emissions needed by 2030. By 2030, to avoid runaway climate change, and it's the group of 40 scientists from 5 countries said, I quote, "We must protect and maintain healthy forests to avoid dangerous climate change and to ensure the world's forests continue to provide science services critical for the well-being of the planet and ourselves." So we need to protect the environment, and we can do it. We can stop deforestation. Sometime back, when I was growing up, we used to uproot cassava. So when you go to the garden, when you uproot a cassava tree, I don't know if you guys know what cassava means, or you've ever seen cassava. Those are just chips. They fly them and then become like chips. They're like potato chips. So when you go and uproot a cassava stem, you cut it. Okay, when you get the tubers, they are tubers. When you get the tuber, then that stem, the tree, you cut it and then you plant again. Okay? So next year at the same time, you're going to find the cassava grown up. So the same thing happened with deforestation. When you cut a tree, you have to replace it. We almost take forest a given, but we lose forests every year, which means we are diminishing them as a carbon sink. Deforestation has been massively reduced in the Amazon. You know, when you go to Brazil, the Amazon deforestation is being reduced, but that hasn't happened elsewhere. In the world, it's really different. As countries get more peaceful in Africa, we could lose more tropical forests, which worries the scientists. The science statement warns the former strategy known as bioenergy with carbon capture and storage is untested and risks wiping out huge areas of rainforests in the world today. It breaks our hearts, or it breaks my heart as a human being, as someone who loves nature, that most of the forests are being cut down. In my country, many big people in the government are taking advantage of them being with guns, that they're cutting down trees. The way to stop deforestation is by putting strict rules protecting the environment. We need to have national forestry reserves. We need to have national forest authorities in each country to protect the environment and protect the trees. Okay. A step drop in emissions to zero by 2040 would negate the need for negative emissions technology that would damage forest ability to suck up carbon. And that's a very big challenge that everyone should fight to stop. As I always talk to my colleagues that we need to protect the environment. Deforestation has led to so many problems like lack of rain, global warming. But as we cut a tree and plant every year, this is going to help us to reduce deforestation. We need to join initiatives in the country that help to plant trees. Like my country, we have my kingdom. Every year there's an initiative to plant trees every year. So by doing that, we are going to reduce the risks of deforestation and plant more trees than we cut them. There will be strict rules governing forests. Anyone who cuts a tree should have a license, or we should always report to the government to give us alternatives of maintaining our forests than cutting them down. We can use gas for cooking instead of charcoal and firewood. We can use many other resources to create and solve this deforestation, and I know this can happen. This is very possible as we always reserve our environment. Let's everyone plant a tree at home, at least every year. Every day of your birthday, plant one tree. Thank you so much, guys. Wish you all the best, and I know this is very possible. We can do this as we protect the environment.